So welcome to the video, welcome to my hotel room. I'm actually up in Carlisle now, Scotland, so I'm not with my car, so it's pretty hard to make a car video when your car is at the other end of the country. So I thought I'd use this opportunity to basically make a video talking about the LSD. I've spoken about it loads and loads of different videos, and I've also been asked by a few of you guys to make a video about the LSD. So this is all of those things in one, basically. Let's get into it. First off, I'll try and explain what an LSD is and the difference between that and an open diff, which is going to be a very basic and probably not a great explanation. Don't trust me 100% on this. If anyone watching this hears something I say that is wrong, just comment down below what is the right thing, because I don't really know what I'm talking about that much. I just sort of done a little bit of research on it. So I just thought, for the people that don't know what an LSD is, every car has got a differential. It's something that's in the gearbox that the car uses to get the power to the wheels. The reason it's there is because if you just had a straight beam from the engine, when you turn a corner, the wheels would spin at the same time, and the inside wheel that turns on the inside of the corner doesn't need to spin as much as the one on the outside. So if both wheels are spinning the same amount, you'll start to get slip on a wheel. So all cars have got some sort of differential, and usually most cars come with an open differential. What it means is it will just send power through the path of least resistance. So if a wheel starts spinning, it will send more power to that wheel because there's less resistance there. So basically you start to get wheel spin, so your handling isn't as good. And obviously you get wheel spin if you floor it or whatever. The benefits to a limited slip differential is that if you're in the same situation, the limited slip diff will basically take power away from the wheel that's spinning and put it to the other wheel, basically, if you've got a two-wheel drive car. Not sure if I've butchered that or not, so comment down below if I've completely messed it up or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that is the basics of it. So something really interesting that Haas from Garage EP3 taught me, and I did put in that video, is how to tell whether a gearbox has got an LSD in it without opening up the gearbox. So I'll insert that clip now.
This is my old gearbox, and if you look through here, can you see that pin that goes through there? That means that you can tell that it doesn't have an LSD in it, and if I take you to the LSD box, you can see straight through it, and the reason you can see straight through it is because that one has an LSD in it. So that is how you tell without taking the gearbox apart.
Pretty cool that you can just tell that easily. Always useful to know if you're looking at gearboxes or whatever. So how much are they if you're looking to get one? Basically, they're a lot cheaper if you buy them already inside a gearbox that's been used. Obviously, as you expect, it's used. It's also good because then you don't have to pay, well, if you're not going to tackle it yourself, because I certainly wouldn't, I wouldn't know what I'm doing, but if you were to open up the gearbox and take the open diff out, like, I would know how to do that, so I'd be paying someone to do that. So if you're buying a gearbox that's already got one in, that's less work that has to be done. And then also, if it's already in the gearbox, it's literally just take the gearbox out, put the new one in, which sounds way simpler than it is, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. So basically, I paid 850 quid for my gearbox with a Quaife LSD in it, and that was through Haas at Garage EP3, so shout out to you. And then I paid 100 quid for them to fit it, which is just an absolutely bonkers price. I was like, absolutely 100%. So my total bill was 950 for the gearbox. To me, that is such a good deal, because without actually looking at the price of them, I'm pretty sure they're about sort of 700 quid each, brand new, and then you'd have to get them in the gearbox and stuff like that. So for me, it was a much better way to get the LSD, and the benefit for me was also because it was in a different gearbox. So my gearbox was already pretty ruined. I actually didn't realize how ruined it was until I got this other gearbox in the car, because I thought I only had an issue with gear 3. I had issues with other gears as well. I just didn't know it because I didn't know anything different.
Yeah, there's definitely something not right with my third gear anymore. Oh, see, every time I go into third now, that's bad. Third gear's done.
So I would definitely say that the gearbox with the LSD was the best option for me, and I suppose it probably would be for you if you are wanting an easier way to get it in and out of a car. But yeah, so I've got a Quaife LSD in mine. I don't know exactly what LSD it is, but it was out of Tom Peck's old EP3. So if that's online somewhere, because that car's been online, I don't know, but whatever LSD that was, that's the box I've got in my car. How does it compare to my old diff and the old gearbox, I suppose, is sort of all tied into one, really, isn't it? But the diff has made a huge difference. I guess it could be kind of tainted a little bit because I've had my suspension and sort of set up properly and had an alignment and everything all around the same time that I got the gearbox. Don't know if I've fully seen the benefits of just the gearbox because loads of other stuff's happened at the same time.
Even the gear changes are just so much more precise now.
Yeah, it's what the gearbox has made a huge difference.
Change gear and bang, it's on the power straight away again.
Some of it might be the suspension setup as well, but I can definitely tell that like my traction is way better, and obviously because of how an LSD works, you get more power to both the front wheels rather than it all just going through one. It does feel more like I'm being pulled along by both wheels now rather than just one. I can definitely say, like especially with like the turning into corners, or when you're just in a corner, you can feel it almost like pulling you towards the inside edge, which is really good actually, because it's way more confidence inspiring rather than it's sort of understeering and kicking you out.
Yeah, that grips.
Like, how mental is that?
That was nuts.
Like, it's wet.
Oh my god.
It's wet, and
we should have been in the hedge then.
like, how nuts is? Oh my, it's so insane.
That's probably the best reason, and probably the number one reason why I got an LSD, because I just wanted that handling. I'm yet to do any sort of launch with it, so I don't know how much of a difference that's made. That I'm sure will be a future video. If you haven't already, subscribe to see something like that in the future. As I've already mentioned, it turned out that my gearbox was pretty ruined and gear changes were pretty hard. Quite a few of you guys mentioned in the video I posted trying to do a 0 to 60 time that doesn't seem right. The things I was saying just didn't really add up compared to how you guys and your gearboxes are. So now that I've seen it from the other side and I have a good gearbox, I can agree with all of you that my gearbox definitely wasn't all right. With this new gearbox, going into every gear is so much easier. Banging through gears is just way nicer. That mixed with this LSD, like it's way better, because I guess it is more confidence inspiring because you know you can get into gear rather than sort of having to fight it, which is definitely what was happening before. The mixture of the gearbox and the LSD together has been a big one for me. So I guess, would I recommend getting a LSD in your car? 100% yeah, it's definitely worth it. It will make a huge difference to the handling of your car and just the general drivability, just because it's safer. If you think about it, it's safer than an open diff because you've got more traction and you've got the power going to the wheels, and it's way more predictable than it just lighting up one wheel. So I would definitely recommend it. I guess it is a little bit expensive, so I would probably go down try and get a gearbox with one in already and then get it fitted. Probably go through Hasse Garage EP3 because it's pretty good value, putting your clutch in at the same time, because that's what I did and definitely made a difference too. So I would 100% recommend getting one. It's basically, I guess, kind of set my gearbox and the handling and everything. It's all set up now for a bit more power. So I would recommend, yeah, doing it before you go down the power route, just because the more power you put in, the more chance you got of wheel spin, so you might as well be ready for that power with the gearbox and the LSD. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hopefully I've answered questions you would have. I tried to think of the things that I would want to know if I hadn't got one and I was wanting to get one. So hopefully this has been useful to you in some way. Sorry if it hasn't, sorry if it's just been a pointless video, but I can't really do anything else when I'm in a hotel room on the other end of the country. So comment down below if there's any questions that you have about either the gearbox, the LSD, or anything to do with any part of my car. Just let me know. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do a specific video on, things like that. And subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.